But the people had not forgotten him. Neither had his friend, Jimmy Madison. And before long, stories began mysteriously appearing in the newspapers. First saying Jefferson ought to run for office. Then saying Jefferson might run for office.
Should run, could run, would run, will run!
And before he hardly knew it, Jefferson was running for office, journeying all about the country with his friend Jimmy Madison, supposedly looking at trees and flowers, but really looking for votes.
Votes, 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 votes. They're off to see the flowers and the trees in every state, the fishes in the fisheries and how they propagate.
Massachusetts has trout that's speckled all about.
They're very busy making notes. And while they're there, incidentally they're fishing for votes. Votes, incidentally they're fishing for votes. Votes. Votes, votes. They're up and down the countryside, as everybody knows, to find out about the temperature and how the weather goes.
In Pennsylvania, there's sun and rainier.
They're very busy making notes. And while they're there, it's beautiful weather for votes. Votes, it's beautiful weather for votes. Votes. Votes, votes.
The people gathered everywhere just to shake his hand. And more, support was growing all across the land. He talked about soil, talked about crops, everything from strawberries to oats. And every day, along the way, he was gathering bushels of votes. Yes, gathering bushels of votes. And there was no stopping him now. It was the beginning of a groundswell of a new political party that would first make Jefferson vice president, and then, as his voice got stronger, elevate him to the highest office in the land.
Jefferson, 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 Jefferson! Tall Tom Jefferson, what a great campaign we ran for. Tall Tom Jefferson, very extraordinary man.
Let's have 3 cheers for our next president.
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Just a minute. Not so fast. He hasn't been elected yet.
But the election is over. The votes have been counted. It's a clear-cut victory for the new Democratic-Republican Party. Thomas Jefferson has defeated John Adams.
Defeated John Adams, yes. But what about Aaron Burr? He received the same number of votes, you know.
But we voted Jefferson for president, Aaron Burr for vice president.
Nonetheless, the fact is, they both received the same number of votes. The way I make it, the election of 1800 is a tie.
A tie? Oh my! What does the Constitution say about that? Before we amend it.
Constitution says, in cases of a tie, the election shall be decided by the House of Representatives. They'll have to vote on it now.
Never mind, Tom.
You'll win it.
The people are with you.
Yes, we're for Tall Tom Jefferson. He'll win it. Yes, he can. He's Tall Tom Jefferson. Very extraordinary man. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4. Tell us what's the score?
The score in the House of Representatives is same for Jefferson.
Hooray!
Same for Burr.
Ooh. Tuesday, one day more. Tell us, what's the score?
The score in the House of Representatives is same for Jefferson.
Hooray!
Same for Burr.
The same as it was before, and we're for Tall Tom Jefferson. He'll win it, yes he can. He's Tall Tom Jefferson, very extraordinary man. Thursday, Friday, 1 week more. Tell us, what's the score?
The score in the House of Representatives is same Jefferson.
Hooray!
Same for Burr.
Wait. Hold it. This can't go on. We've got to have a president. Somebody do something.
The most powerful politician in Washington was Jefferson's old enemy, Alexander Hamilton. And now he stepped forward in his finest hour. I'm against what Jefferson's for, but my country needs him more. So my support is for He was the first president to walk to his own inauguration. Head held slightly forward as if to see the people. Tucked in his pocket, a very special letter.
Be a good president, Grandpa.
Oh, Mr. Jefferson's whirligig, it isn't small, it isn't big. The most remarkable thingamajig is Mr. Jefferson's whirligig. Varum, 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 varum.
Whirligig?
Whirligig.
That's right, a whirligig. The president is in his office, meeting people, greeting people, wearing his whirligig.
Oh, Mr. Jefferson's whirligig, it isn't small, it isn't big. The most remarkable thingamajig is Mr. Jefferson's whirligig. Varum, 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 varum.
Whirligig?
Whirligig.
What in the world is a whirligig?
A swivel chair that he designed to see ahead and see behind.
The most remarkable thingamajig is Mr. Jefferson's whirligig. Varum, 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 varum.
Remarkable indeed, but no more remarkable than the rest of his office. A vast museum of sticks and stones and dinosaur bones, Indian relics, encyclopedias, flies, fleas, a mammoth cheese, a leaf, a twig, and a whirligig.
Whirligig?
Whirligig, what a wonderful whirligig. Mr. Jefferson's whirligig, it isn't small, it isn't big. A most remarkable thingamajig is Mr. Jefferson's whirligig. Varum, 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 varum. Mr. Jefferson's whirligig, it isn't small, it isn't big. The most remarkable thingamajig is Mr. Jefferson's whirligig. Varum, 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 varum.
Even as president, he was always creating things and investigating things, trying out new ideas and looking for answers. The country had accepted his equality and democracy, but many people did not like him for other reasons.
Reconstructing a dinosaur in the East Room to trace the evolution of man?
They say he carried the bones in his luggage to Washington.
A true sign of a radical.
And his experiments with plant life were just as unpopular.
Importing seeds from all over the world across different strains of rice.
Thinks he's going to improve on nature.
Fills up all the rooms of state with his dirty old rice pots.
And they couldn't understand him going 50 miles to see a new lock on a canal, or wading through swamps to get a new species of rock.
Mad Tom, that's what he is, shuffling about our new palace with that mockingbird on his shoulder.
Wearing carpet slippers and corduroy breeches.
But that's his way of showing that the president is one of the people. Not a king, just an ordinary, simple man.
That he is, a simple man. Next thing you know, he'll be extracting sunbeams from cucumbers.
If they meant his mind knew no boundaries, they were right. And now he was about to stretch it farther and wider than anyone would have dreamed possible. Across those mountains he had looked at as a boy to the great uninhabited land of the West, the territory of Louisiana.
Louisiana, Louisiana, ooh-wee, Louisiana, la-la-la-la-la-la, Louisiana, it's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
To hear him tell of it, the idea woke him like a fire bell ringing in the night.
Louisiana, we need Louisiana, la-la-la-la-la-la, Louisiana, it's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land. We really need the Louisiana land. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
But have you got the power to buy it, Mr. President?
Constitution doesn't say so.
Ooh-wee, Louisiana, la-la-la-la-la-la-la, Louisiana, it's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land. We really need the Louisiana land. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
His first task was to pry loose from the Congress public funds.
To buy Louisiana, la-la-la-la-la-la, Louisiana, it's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land. 2 million for, 8 million more, 13, 14, going for $15 million, yes. Well, what's another little $1 million, more or less? We really got a bargain in Louisiana. It's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land. Thank you, Napoleon. We really got a la-la-la land.
Hey, everybody! I was just wondering,
What about?
has anyone ever been there?
No!
Has anyone ever seen it?
No!
Then how do we know we've got a bargain?
Nobody wanted to know that more than the president himself. And he sent Lewis and Clark on a mission of exploration to find the answer. Up the Mississippi, over the Rockies, where no white man had ever been before, down the Columbia River, on to the Great Pacific, with instructions to write him of their findings. Dear Mr. Jefferson, we are pleased to report on your recent purchase. We have found Louisiana to be a land of plenty, with timber, furs, minerals in the ground, jet black horses, white bear, golden eagles, and buffalo. The president has not been cheated.
We really got a bargain in Louisiana. It's a la-la-la-la-la-la-la land.
Arkansas,
Colorado,
North Dakota,
South Dakota,
Oklahoma,
Kansas,
Minnesota,
Mississippi,
Iowa,
Montana,
Nebraska,
Wyoming, Louisiana, yes, we really got the whole lot of land, Louisiana.
In his 2 terms as president, Jefferson returned the government to the people. and set the style for much of what we now call our American way of life. And when he retired to Monticello, he could look back on a lifetime of public service worthy of a dozen men. He had organized the Patent Office and the Library of Congress, the Weather Bureau, our system of coinage, the Academy at West Point, the adoption of smallpox vaccination, the beginning of the Cumberland Road, dog collars to identify dogs. He founded scientific societies and museums, introduced crop rotation, expanded the country west, and founded a new political party. He was an old man now, his red hair nearly gray, his body crippled from an accidental fall. But there was yet one more view from the top of his mountain, a view of nearby Charlottesville. He could see through his telescope and survey the spot, and plan the landscape, and draft the architecture, and know exactly how many bricks it would take to make a University of Virginia.
A University of Virginia? Whatever for?
We already have a college at William and Mary.
There are other things we need before a university.
But to Jefferson, the only thing that was needed before a university was money to build one. And he proceeded to show how healthful the climate was, how centrally located, how many people lived to be over 80 in Charlottesville, and how many farming families could not afford higher education without a state university. And when the first class graduated, it was, for Thomas Jefferson, one of his 3 most cherished accomplishments. He had written the Statute for Religious Freedom. He had authored the Declaration of Independence, and he had fathered a fine university. In this way, he had helped his fellow man, and in this way, he wished to be remembered.
Tried to make the world a little bit better while he was there. Let me be remembered with those who chose the way of standing for the things a man should stand for, saying what he should say. As someone who's done the best he can to kindle the light of every man's right to life, liberty, and happiness. Let me be remembered as that man.
He tried to make the world a little bit better while he was there. And when he died on July the 4th, 1826, his old friend John Adams spoke a fitting epitaph. Jefferson still lives.
The keeper of the hopes and dreams of youth, to serve the cause of justice.
Someone who's done the best he can
1962, John F. Kennedy, addressing a gathering of Nobel Prize winners. Tonight, we have the greatest collection of brains ever assembled at the White House, with the possible exception of the times Thomas Jefferson dined alone.